Ready, hot!
It was opening night in Norman, but not the season opener. The Sooners opened a week ago at UTEP, and they came home for their home opener with lots of unanswered questions. Could their offense and defense get back on track after a so-so performance in the West Texas desert? Leading 7-0, Oklahoma got a big punt return from Justin Brown, the Penn State transfer. Almost took it to the house, but after a review, they decided he had stepped out of bounds at the 4-yard line. He had 3 punt returns on this night for 102 yards. Bob Stoops calling him reminiscent of J.T. Thatcher.
You know what makes him such a good punt returner, it reminds me of going back to the days of J.T. Thatcher, is he can run through some people. You know, he's not a guy you get a hold of his jersey and swing him down. He's got a lot of strength to him.
Actually, you know, my punt return team made the play. You know, they held him up. And they made a nice little crease for me to run into. You know, they did a great job. They were doing a great job of it all week. So, you know, it's not more of a returner. It's more of the return team.
Brown's big punt return sets up a short field for Oklahoma, and one play later, Damien Williams is into the end zone right up the middle for 4 yards. His second touchdown of the night. Sooners lead 14-0. After the teams trade scores in the second quarter, Landry Jones finds Kenny Stills. A beautiful pass down the sideline, 16 yards for the touchdown. Stills has 10 catches for 120 yards, back-to-back 100-yard games for Stills. That 10 catches, that's a career high for Stills. Oklahoma leads 28-3. Landry Jones strikes again, this pass completion to Trey McTwire, his first career touchdown reception. Jones finishes the night 19 of 28 for 252 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. At the end of the first half, Oklahoma leads 35-10. Oklahoma keeps pouring on the points. The biggest highlight of the night comes from Damien Williams, another touchdown run for the junior college transfer. This one goes for 89 yards. He finishes the night with 10 carries for 156 yards and 4 touchdowns. His yards are the most ever by a Sooner in his home debut. The Sooners roll 69-13. Here's what Bob Stoops and the Sooners had to say after their big victory.
I don't want to take away the execution of our guys, because sometimes, regardless of who you're playing, sometimes it's just you. A guy not slipping and falling on a crow route when you're wide open, you know, not fading out of bounds when you've got to play. And you know, so some of the things I thought a week ago that were on us, we did do better. But again, you know, you've got to have the, you know, are you able to do it under the stress of the real competition? And that's what we got to keep pushing for.
Overall, very pleased with our coverage and pressure all night. We went in again with a limited package. So a lot will change here over the next couple weeks. We're going to have to expand some things and obviously play with a little more defense than we have prior to this. You know, these few games, but Kansas, you know, everything we do will be now prepared, you know, for Kansas State, which, you know, played awfully well, you know, today and really put it on Miami. So,
you know, anybody could have ran through that hole, you know, with the line blocking the way they was, and you know, and Trey Miller, you know, coming off making a good block on the safety. So I feel like, you know, anybody could have did it. I just had to put my speed up, you know, kind of finish through. But everything, you know, it went as planned. So
I think there's a lot of things that we need to clean up yet. There's a lot of detail. You know, that we talked about in week 1 that I'm not happy necessarily with the progress that we made into week 2. And ultimately we do some positive things, have some yards, score some points, but there's a lot of things out there that we need to clean up to be as efficient as we're capable of, and you can't do that against Big 12 opponents.
I feel good. The first one he threw to me I should have had, so, you know, the second one I had to make up for it. So I said, you know, I had to bring this one in. So
you had to dive for it?
Yeah. He almost overthrew me, but I just had to go get it.
That's what you told him you'd do, though, right?
Yeah, I told him I got to throw it up, I go get it.
How'd it feel? Was your first one at home?
It felt good, and then my mom and dad down here, so it felt good for them to see me. And it's my first college game, well, home game, so it was glad for them to come down there and see that.